10 secret ethos of Siddhas in sexual practice in ancient India. Be blessed by the divine. This is Krish, Murali, Eswar. And I would like to walk you through the 10 ethos of the Siddhas that have remained secret for very many years until we discovered it in the last century back again. Some of these ethos may look very contradictory to you, or may even be self-contradictory as I start talking about each ethos. But then you will see a thread connecting all the ethos right through. And I would like you to watch this very carefully and let me know what ethos is your favorite. For me, all ethos are favorite.
Our Siddhas gave a unique interpretation of sexual practices in ancient India. They chose never to objectify aspects of sexual experiences. The first ethos is about ejaculation. Energy is lost through ejaculation. Indian Siddhas were impressed with the feeling of being drained of energy due to the loss of vital fluids and fatigue that follows ejaculation. They were not to be swayed by the heights achieved through orgasm. When sexual fluid is emitted, the whole body feels weary. Ejaculation brings enervation, not relaxation. Homostatic holocaust, not emotional catharsis. There was no glory for fallen heroes. They knew that the sexual organ begins to die before the body does. The essential teaching of our Guru is to refrain from losing the Kundalini Shakti and treasure one's fluids. Loss of vital fluid depresses the body's energy economy. It possesses life force. It is the fuel that powers the flame that burns within us. If the fuel is exhausted, the flame expires. If the fluid is retained, the sexual energy is transmuted systematically. It will support superior health. Descended sexual vital fluid that urges one to excrete it is similar to any other waste material of the body, including breath, saliva, sweat, flatulence, fecal waste, and menstrual blood. Loss of sexual vital fluids will induce sleep and drowsiness. It is our responsibility to conserve it by proper means. Do not attempt to stop emission without the proper practice of Kayakalpa yoga, as it may lead to various complications in the body. It is said that a great saint in India of the 20th century died of sperm poison after trying to stop the fluids from leaving the body. Number 2. Vital life force energy floods the entire system. Activation of sexual energy floods the entire system with vital energy. The life energy flows throughout. The release of Kundalini energy into the system has a great tonic effect and power. To enable them to moderate the flow of sexual energy, many Siddhas married. They lived happily with their spouse, disciplining themselves not to ejaculate but to merely enjoy the positive effects of the sexual energy flow. They practiced Kayakalpa yoga, a system of techniques for simultaneously stimulating and conserving sexual energy. The very same practice is now brought to you online. Practice Kayakalpa yoga daily and develop self-restraint and control of sexual energy in your system. Achieve everlasting happiness. Number 3. Sexual potency declines with age. The third ethos is the experience that sexual potency declines with age. By 40 years of age, our sexual energy is halved. Ejaculation loses our Kundalini energy, the Shakti that powers our body and mind. It is a slow death. Aging accelerates due to ejaculation. The sexual vital fluid has the power to create a new life and our state of vitality. Sexual energy is a finite quantum in any organism. What is lost is lost. It can be recovered. It can only be supplemented with discipline and moderation in sex and food primarily. Age does not cause sexual energy to decline. Sexual mismanagement causes aging. If a human learns Kayakalpa yoga around the time of puberty or about 14 years of age, the aging process itself could be defeated. If enlightening instructions is received, then a person's foundation may be secured for life. It is not too late to learn as long as you are below 70 years of age. You can still renew your energies and increase the potency of sexual vital fluid with the practice of Kayakalpa Yoga. Learn Kayakalpa Yoga today and withstand the aging process. Number 4. Sex depletes physical reserves. Sex depletes physical reserves indeed. It has the opposite effect on sexual desire. Fired by the biological need to reproduce by nature, unchecked by yogic practices, after an immediate sexual act, there is a rapid psychological rebound and an intensification of erotic interest. Sexual addiction begins in the absence of yogic practices. When spiritual energy is abundant, one is free of lustful thoughts. Premature ejaculation, spermatoria, nocturnal emissions are not associated with a high level of sexual energy but with deficiency, often resulting from expenditure without restraint. Our Siddhas understood that sexual prowess was not the ability to expend vital fluids but to save them. Kayakalpa Yoga and disciplining of one's mind can contribute to strengthening and stabilizing the spiritual energy in one's body. Learn and practice Kayakalpa Yoga to conquer lust and succeed spiritually. Number 5. Sexual energy is capable of transfer from one to another. Sexual energy is capable of transferring from one organism to another. It means that one can transfer and exchange sexual energy with one's life partner of the opposite sex. There is one primary reason why most Siddhas remained married right through their youthful or middle age until about 40 to 50 years of age. Many never actually took this total celibacy as they knew a secret Siddha system of transmuting their sexual energy into spiritual energy even while they remained in marriage. Marriage is an opportunity to go beyond conservation to acquisition. It helps to accumulate your partner's sexual energy. Therefore, one must only indulge in sexual intercourse in discipline and moderation with full consent of one willing partner. Overindulgence will weaken both Kundalini energies. Sexual energy from one partner is absorbed into the body of the opposite sex through the sexually stimulated organs of the body, breath, saliva, breast, vagina, penis, etc. A proper technique is required to achieve the maximum benefit of this natural process. Kayakalpa Yoga is the secret practice to transmute sexual energy and accumulate spiritual energy between partners. Sexual acts were even used for healing purposes. The amount of sexual energy that may be absorbed in a single sexual session is limited to the amount of resources available between partners. If both do not feel energetic, they can both drain their energies and become vulnerable to falling sick, slowly age, and die. Women also lose their sexual vital fluid during orgasm, menses, and intolerably by childbirth. Hence, virgins, or more precisely those who haven't yet conceived or given birth, are preferred in the history of mankind. Virgins in male and in female possess the strongest sexual energy. Children born of Kayakalpa Yogi couples will be highly energetic and greatly successful in all spheres of life. Become a Kayakalpa Yogi, practice daily, energize and win. Number 6. The period from infancy to puberty is characterized by abundant magnetic energy and an absence of seminal leakage and sexual desire. This is the time of wholeness of physiological integrity. If we would turn back the clock on aging, we must take youth as our model. The infant knows nothing of male and female, but its penis erects. This is the height of energy. Innocent hardness that springs to life is in the midst of supreme softness. Indian Siddhas pursued strategies of supplementation to regain sexual essence lost through puberty and subsequent sexual activity. Some Siddhas became increasingly focused on capturing the partner's sexual essence. They knew that within the human body, pubescent essence is the source of cultivating life. The Siddha system developed through the years of research to cultivate life has remained a secret. Now it is available for you. Practice Kayakalpa Yoga and cultivate life. Number 7. Complete abstinence from intercourse is not necessary. Complete abstinence from intercourse, voluntary or enforced, was not observed by our rishis until they went past their young age, above 40 years. They knew abstinence produced both psychological and physiological aberrations. After some years of age, they could practice complete abstinence or celibacy that helped them to reach a high level of yogic attainment. There were a few exceptions to this generic practice in Siddha order who were able to practice celibacy from even as young as 20 years of age. Physiologically, abstainers were likely to find their sexual energy die in its lair, resulting in a general decline in vitality and longevity. Psychologically, frustrated sexual desire could lead to mental instability or even seduction by demons or such nightmarish experiences and ultimately death. Abstinence is as dangerous as indulgence. Harmful effects of abstinence are attributed to deprivation of sexual conduct and not of orgasm. Repression in the face of repletion may be harmful as well. The practice of Kayakalpa Yoga helped our Siddhas to practice moderation and discipline in sexual practice. Number 8. Masturbation was forbidden completely in Siddha tradition. Man's arousal time is faster than woman's, but his own passion is even faster than his physiology. He possesses hot energy that is easily moved and easily stilled. Slow and complete arousal is as important when practicing intercourse as on the rare occasions when one ejaculates. If it is normally harmful to emit seminal fluid, it is even more harmful before the whole system has warmed up. Size, hardness and temperature of the penis during foreplay with the sequential arousal of skin, muscle and bone were believed to be important for our Siddhas only when the life partner needed to be satiated and not otherwise. Hence, masturbation was forbidden completely in Siddha tradition, as full arousal of the penis is not always possible for men. One should refrain from foolishly releasing the fluids and waste life energy through unregulated passive means or artificial stimulation. The best advice our Siddhas gave to us was to wait for your life partner. The disastrous consequences of incomplete arousal are among sex-related disorders. It leads to contamination of vital fluid and depletion of Kundalini energy. Once it is properly aroused, then with the help of Kayakalpa Yoga, it is easily possible to control the anxiety and ejaculation related to it. Learn Kayakalpa Yoga online. Number 9. The mingling of sexual essences has the power to create new life. A human being is endowed with father's life energy and mother's blood, and from this, his body is formed. Conception proves the existence of prenatal essence within the postnatal physical body. Siddhas have always practiced sexual pleasures only with a chosen life partner in complete respect for their partner, primarily in order to procreate. They knew the aftermath of the loss of seminal vital fluid is negative and the preservation even as one indulges in the pleasure of stimulation is positive. If the vital fluid fails to develop properly through preservation, there can be no reproduction. Many men suffer in modern times due to infertility. Such men pay the price for too much masturbation or sex during the adolescent age. Siddhas knew that procreation and one's own long life depends completely on the preservation of sexual energy. When a man and his woman have intercourse, by practicing absorption, long life is gained, and by ejaculating, the womb is calmed and conception takes place. If man's vital fluid goes out, it creates new life. If it is retained, it gives life to one's own body. They preserve the vitality of the sexual fluids in the body with the practice of Kayakalpa Yoga. They ejaculated inside the womb of the life partner to form the holy fetus that developed into a Siddha oneself. Number 10. Sexual compatibility is the foundation of conjugal harmony. Siddhas knew that sexual compatibility is the foundation of conjugal harmony. Without sexual intercourse, there would be no way for man and woman to harmonize their feelings. Harmony requires a detailed understanding of the partner's emotional state and arousal rate. The couples must monitor their own level of excitement and actively promote their partner's pleasure. In this, the man has the highest responsibility to discipline himself in order to prioritize his woman's needs over his own. the man must delay his climax to adjust for the differential in arousal time between his warm energy and his life partner's cool energy. For the purpose of preserving his own health, on most occasions, the man should refrain from emission. Avoidance of satiety also contributes to preserving long-term interest in a partner. Exercising self-control and calming the passion, love actually increases and remains unsatiated. Sexual felicity is a precondition for not only personal pleasure and mutual satisfaction, but for the family fortunes and progeny as well. If couples have intercourse in the proper way, they will be blessed with children who are fortunate, virtuous, wise, and good. The family will be daily more prosperous. Siddhas noted that a woman was seen to love slowness, duration, and abhor haste and violence, which have far-reaching physiological consequences. The woman expresses her desires through sounds, movements, and signs. She is like water, slow to heat, slow to cool. She is like a moon in her fertility since it controls her menses. Siddhas considered the woman's sexual satisfaction as an objective condition for timely conception and healthy offspring. In many ancient Siddha scriptures such as the Ayurveda text, it is written that the optimal days of female fertility is the first 5 days after the last day of menstruation. Collective knowledge and observation over generations of Siddhas developed their ethos in sexual practice. It is written that Siddhas always avoided intercourse and even sexual thoughts in their mind on the full moon, new moon days, during the war, social disturbance, thunderstorms, cyclones, and any such natural or social disturbances. The conception will lead to sickness, violence, depression, and other physical and mental illnesses in the child when born. Our Siddhas advised men to avoid intercourse when they were hungry, thirsty, stomachful, sick, mentally disturbed for some reason, or under the influence of intoxication in any way.
I hope these 10 secret Siddha ethos of sexual practice of ancient India convinces you to learn and practice Kayakalpa Yoga on a daily basis. If you would like to learn Kayakalpa Yoga, we teach them across the Sky Yoga centers worldwide. To learn the secret Siddha Yoga through an online media, through my own personal coaching, feel free to visit kayakalpayoga.com. I will see you in our website course very soon. Be blessed by the Divine.